Hello everyone, my name is Balázs Fürjes and I'm the Director of EIT Health InnoStars. I invite you to a series of inspirational podcasts where we will speak with leaders, mentors and our partners. Their insights and experience are meant to encourage new generations of creative and innovation-driven researchers and entrepreneurs from Central, Eastern and Southern Europe to come up with new solutions dealing with 21st century health-related challenges. Today, I'm joined by Dora Marosvolgyi. Hi, Dora. How are you today?
Hi, Balázs. I'm doing fine. How are you?
Thank you. I'm happy to have you here. So you are the leader of the EIT Jumpstarter program, which is independent of any of the verticals. Nevertheless, you are working with all the knowledge and innovation communities together, and you develop a joint accelerator program. Tell us about this program.
EIT Jumpstarter is an EIT program, and what we are doing is that we are turning individuals into creative tech startups. So what do I mean by that? We work across 6 industries, being health, food, raw materials, energy, urban mobility, manufacturing, and I hope I didn't miss anyone. And basically, we work with scientists and researchers from that field. So this year, we onboarded 120 teams, and we selected them out of more than 300 applications. So let me speak about the health industry or the health participants. That this year we had 24 participants with healthcare ideas, and we were with them during the year. And at the end of the year, they started 6 startups. And then we know that there are 3 other teams who are intending to start their startup in the next 3 months. So I believe that that's a remarkable progress that they made during the year.
It's a high ratio, so congratulations. It's very remarkable.
Thank you.
What are you doing? How long does it take? And what are you doing during this accelerator?
Yes, so this is a business training. First, we start with a very short boot camps. So basically, the aim of the boot camps is to filter out who really has the commitment, who really has a good idea, good technology, and good team, because this is the secret sauce of creating a successful startup. So after the boot camps, they make their very first presentation of their idea, and this is from the business aspect. Then we select the best ones and working with them through mentoring and training and help them validate their business idea, talk with potential customers, potential partners, and make sure that what they are offering really has value on the market and the customers are willing to pay for it.
It's very interesting. So you mentioned you had 300 individual teams at the beginning, then around the bootcamp 120, then it has been narrowed down to the very successful ones who will have a high chance of survival. How did you reach 300? It's not easy.
Yes, so for this, we mobilize the network of the EIT communities, so the 6 EIT communities. We operate this program in Central, Eastern, and Southern European regions, and all the EIT communities have partners there. Many of those hubs or those partners are universities, so they have a direct outreach to such researchers who are working on an innovation like for years now, and they want to put them to the market and start commercializing it. So basically, we mobilize these networks.
How do you select those ones you would like to invest time in on these bootcamps?
So we have our own very long screening method. So basically, we screen their applications and select those who have good business potential, who potentially have good technology, and who has impact on the different industries. So we are measuring the societal impact as well.
How do you do this? Because everybody tries to do this, and it is one of the key success factor that you can select early on those ones who have the highest impact and potential. So how do you select them exactly?
Yes, so for this, you need a pool, a very big pool of applicants as well. So for this, the promotion part is very important because you can select the good ones if you have free choice, if you have the choice, and you can screen the best ones. So basically, this is one of the key success factors of selecting the good candidates for the program.
Can you tell us the characteristics of a good candidate or a team that is willing to move forward and you select them?
Yes, so we are looking for multidisciplinary teams, meaning that the teams should have different backgrounds. For example, in the health tech field, we are waiting for medical doctors or researchers in the medical field. And also we are very happy if the proposed team has someone from business background on board as well. However, I need to add here that this is not always the case. So in some cases, the proposed technology or the proposed invention itself is important enough and it has potential for societal impact without having the full team on board. In this case, we admit them to the program and also offer them a networking opportunity to match themselves up with someone from the business background. So to really add this addition to their team.
It's very interesting that you just mentioned, because there's a great debate within the innovation circles whether you can turn a PhD, a researcher, into an entrepreneur, or you have to team them up and work in tandem. What is your view on this?
Well, I can give you a diplomatic answer to that because it depends, really. We met some researchers and medical doctors who had entrepreneurial vein. So for them, and they had interest for business as well. So for them, the sheer training is enough. That they participate in the Jumpstarter, they understand what it means to run a business. And then because they are interested in this entrepreneurship topic, then they can become the CEO of their future company. However, we also meet teams and researchers who are comfortable within the wall of the labs, and they don't want to be entrepreneurs. They would really hand this role over to someone who is more competent and willing to do that. And for this case, this extra networking or matchmaking is where it has the best value added.
I fully agree with you. You remember we visited Israel, we have partners there, we reviewed the Israeli ecosystem, and it was very interesting because they said that usually they want the PhD to move out into the startup because the PhDs will bring the knowledge to the startup and will maintain the link with the university for future researches. The professor stays at the university, so the professor who run the whole research will be, for example, a part owner, minority owner, and a board member of the startup. The PhD is the knowledge transfer, but the PhD is not necessarily the ideal CEO. This person should be the CTO. And the Israeli universities, they have a wide network of seasoned entrepreneurs who already had a couple of exits. And they invite these entrepreneurs, they will be the CEOs. And this network is functioning very well. So this is the role, because I haven't seen this playbook at any of our universities, but this is your added value. This is one of the key success factors, as far as I understand.
In our part of Europe, I believe that we need a mindset change. So really what I can see talking with the teams from the Jumpstarter program, that some of them even don't believe that they can be as successful startuppers as the Israelis or their peers in the Silicon Valley. And basically from the knowledge and the experience point of view, they are already there. However, they would need a little bit more like the entrepreneurial spirit and the can-do attitude.
It is interesting. This think small is widespread. I can confirm it. How do you change these people?
We are showing them some good practices and success stories. We put emphasis on meeting the alumni from the program. So those startups who progressed and who were in the same shoes than they are right now. So usually we try to show them that success stories from this region can be hashed as well, and successful startups can grow out of Central, Eastern, and Southern Europe.
So we already mentioned that you in-source a lot of interesting teams. You have a good selection process. You add the entrepreneurial spirit or the entrepreneur himself, herself to the team if needed. How do you assess the potential impact of these startups?
Yes, so all of them are connected to the different industries that the EIT supports. And we make sure during the trainings and the mentorings to put an emphasis on showing the impact as well and quantifying that impact. We really encourage the startups and work with them to try to quantify their impact for the society. What do I mean by that? That, for example, show that your invention will save healthcare costs, will save a number of lives potentially, or will result in a reduction of the number of hospitalization days, for example. So we are trying to get them use some tangible numbers or tangible indicators to show their impact.
I absolutely agree. I see a lot of startups, I see a lot of accelerators. They put an emphasis on pitch training, how to sell yourself, your personality, your passion, your commitment to save the world. But if there are no data, there's no data, and you cannot quantify what you will achieve and how you will sell, what is your business model, what is your value proposition at the end, it's very hard to assess your potential. Within EIT Health, we are currently developing an early health technology assessment model that will codify this process, and we can push all the startups and ideas through this model. We believe that it will increase the quality of their presentations and pitches. I'm very pleased that you already started this. What else do you add to the startups during the journey?
Mentoring was mentioned several times. So even though we have 120 teams in the program, we also mobilize a significant mentor network to have the startups. So we really know each and every startup team, their problem they are working on, their innovation, their needs. And this is how we can really help them according to their needs to progress. If I may reveal another secret sauce as well, then it would be that we know the startups we are working with, even though they are coming in the program in high numbers.
Can you elaborate on this? It was a very interesting sentence. I rarely hear this. So we know our startups. What do you mean?
For example, in the health field, we had 24 startups. So we allocated 5 mentors during the boot camps. And during the boot camps, they worked with the startups. So they set up individual mentoring sessions, of course, because of the COVID in online format, but still there were like a series of mentoring sessions. Then after the selection of the best ones to proceed to further training phases, they received local trainers and mentors. So, for example, a team from Portugal, they attended a local training in Portugal with local trainers and local mentors. And also, they always had the opportunity to go back to the KIC mentors, could help them with the connection to the international network of the EIT communities. So they have multiple choices whom to turn to when they need something during the course of the program.
I met a couple of mentors from your program, and they are really world-class, high-quality mentors. Why do they come to you? Why do they help you?
They are passionate about helping the startups, and that's true. And basically, They are industry experts at the same time. So this is the buy-in for them, that it is very inspiring to really meet those teams and help them progressing, because that's visible when they start and when they enter the program. They are usually very scientifically explaining their idea, and of course that the industry experts understand it. But if you go to a normal investor, he or she will not understand it. So that's a huge move, that by the end of the program, they are able to make their presentation in an understandable way. And basically, this is very rewarding for the mentors to see the progress of the teams as well. And of course, that there is like a competition between them, whose team got into the final.
You mentioned that the mentors are passionate, but you and your team, you are also passionate about the program. What part is that you are the most proud of?
Well, that's a tricky question, because the whole journey is something that we developed together with the startups, or the startup teams, I need to say, because first we started with the boot camps, and these were very brief but very intensive 2 days trainings. And then we found out that at this stage, the teams will need more trainings. Then we added more trainings. And we found out that, yes, but in between the trainings, we are just losing connection with the teams, losing time. Then we added the mentoring and the homework part. So basically, we are working as a startup. We build something, we measure the impact, we learn from it, and then we rebuild it and then shape it a little bit differently. I would say that the whole program is the result of this iteration process.
I cannot agree more. I remember that we started by copying the best practices in Europe. We teamed up with experts that are well-known and successful. And step by step, we took over the knowledge. We developed our own internal knowledge. We are still working with them together, but it is already the knowledge of the team, and it is very, very strong. And I also see that every year the program is better and better, and it is also very well recognized. Please tell us about the rewards and recognitions.
Yes. So last year we won an award in Brussels. So it was the Best Training Initiative Award from the European Association Awards. And it was rewarded acknowledging our impact to upskill the talent pool in this region. So basically to work with individuals from Central Eastern Europe and Southern Europe and turn them into successful startups. So this was acknowledged last year. And this year we received the Young Empowerment Initiative Award from Emerging Europe. And basically it was acknowledging our impact to the region, and also not only to the startups, but to really the method how we mobilize our partner networks to help those startups.
Congratulations. And I can add, one of the strengths of your program is that you can have startups from the less developed regions, and they can live up to their potential without moving them to London or any of the hotspots to Silicon Valley. They can stay at home and they can still be successful. This is a very, very powerful value proposition. How did COVID change your workflow, and how did you survive, the program survive this year?
Yes, so it was very challenging when the COVID hit in early spring, because the program spans throughout the year. So we didn't have much time to come up with a working model for this program. We said, okay, let's jump, us as well. We are working as a startup, so let's pilot a virtual pre-accelerator program. And that's what we did. So we moved everything online. We moved the boot camps online. So we piloted with different formats for the training program as well. So we had the methodology, we had the curriculum, but we needed to be engaging as an online training, because an online training is not equals to offline training via Zoom. It needs to be a bit shorter, concise, and really engaging not to lose the teams. So we piloted with different numbers of startups per training. We piloted with the mentoring, whether they should be during the training or out of the training, different group sizes. So now we have a blueprint of what worked for us.
Very interesting. I always enjoyed your messages that out of the different team sizes, we realized that this team size is the most efficient way. What are your future plans? We discussed that we can roll it out and you can also cover more countries. We can also integrate it and teach or partner universities. Tell us about the future.
So we would like to work with the EIT community partner universities a bit closer as well with their technology transfer office, obviously. We would like to extend the offering for this networking with entrepreneurs because that was piloted also this year and it became a successful pilot. So we would like to make sure that this component stays part of the program as well. And also, we will extend the Jumpstarter program to the Western Balkans region. So we will add a pre-Jumpstarter training for that, basically to reaching out to idea holders in the Western Balkans and teaching them what it means to start their business, encourage them to apply for the Jumpstarter program and to start their entrepreneurial journey.
EIT's main mission is to make the universities more entrepreneurial. And your program is ideal that universities take it over. And it's not only the knowledge and processes, it's like a franchise that they can be efficient, but there is a lot of synergies if several players running the same program, because then we can really compare the results. We can maintain one entrepreneurial network to team up with the researchers. We can make one selection and they can learn from each other. So I strongly support your ideas that we can extend the reach of the program.
We are reaching out to a lot of idea holders. And basically, this way, if we have a lot of applications, we can select the best ones and invite them to the program. So selecting the best ones would be one of the success factors. The second success factor is the network. So we not only mobilize the network of the EIT Health, but the other 5 EIT communities. So EIT Food, EIT Raw Materials, EIT InnoEnergy, EIT Urban Mobility, and EIT Manufacturing. All of them have a network composed of the key industrial players, key universities and research organizations. So everyone who is needed for a startup to thrive, they are in the network and we have the reach to them. And last but not least, the third success factor is that we as well run the program as a startup. So we build something, we measure the outcomes, and we learn from the startups themselves participating in the program. Then we improve the program, we measure the outcome, and then this circle starts over and over again. So that's a never-ending learning circle. And we are responding to the real market need with that program.
Dora, the Central and Eastern European region where the program is currently running, it's a goldmine of good ideas, good teams. They have a hard time to become successful as a startup. Your program can help a lot. Why would these teams join your program?
First of all, because this is a fast track to starting their company. So if they have a good idea, but they are not sure how to do that, how to start their business, then we are helping them. Another factor would be international networks. So they are immediately thrown into international waters, meaning that their peers are coming from all across the region. So from the Baltics through Poland, Hungary, Spain, Portugal, they are all there. So it's like an Erasmus for entrepreneurs. At the end of the day and the end of the Jumpstarter program, that the ideas and the projects are validated by industry experts as well. So then it also de-risks from the technology point of view, the innovation, which is again a value for the investors as well.
Dora, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. It was an inspiring talk.
Thank you for having me.
This was InnoStars Talks. In the next episode, we will speak with another inspiring innovator. Stay tuned, subscribe to the podcast, and leave a review. This will help me invite guests that you would like to hear from. Also, visit our website at EIT Health EU/in-your-region/InnoStars for more information about our new programs, calls for proposals and applications and events. And until the next time.